face me. And if you ain't talking about the money, sorry, tell me, get the fuck out my face with me. And I'm like, I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL.
Today I'll be reviewing Jackal by Erin E. And listen, this book had me stressed out. Okay, baby, I was stressed. I was stressed for little Caroline. I was stressed. I was definitely suspicious of everybody. Like, everybody was a suspect to me. It was a lot going on. So let's break it down. Okay, so picture this. You're a black girl named Liz returning back home to your hometown in Pennsylvania for your best friend's wedding. Okay? Keep up with me. Now, said hometown has always been a place where you felt like an outsider, you felt like the other, like this was just some place that was not meant for you as a black girl. Now, why do you feel like this, you ask? Because said hometown is primarily white. It's primarily white people. And in the area that you live in or grew up in, it was primarily white people. It wasn't really any black people up on this hill. And with how your hometown is set up, the people who live on the hill are the richest people. The people who live in the middle of from the hill to basically, I guess, the valley are the middle class. And people who live down at the bottom, they're poor. And of course, who would be the primarily ethnicity that would be down at the bottom? You guessed it. Black people. Now, in this town, nobody really talks about the history of the town. All you really know is that a flood came through one day a long time ago where it basically washed off everyone's homes except for the people who lived up on the hill. And that's basically how they got rich. You're not there long before something horrible happens. So while at your best friend's wedding, her brother asks you to watch her daughter, which is also your goddaughter, while everyone else has fun and enjoys the reception. Well, while on your watch, that child goes missing. Where does she go missing? In the woods. Okay, and in these said woods, everyone, black people, know not to go into these woods because for some odd reason, black girls go missing in said woods. I mean, they've been going missing since like 1920, and the book is set up in 2017. Clock that. But the not so surprising part about it all is that no one has done anything. All of these black girls are going missing and no one is doing anything the whole time that it's been happening since 1920. So then you start to notice patterns. Okay, you start to notice that the math ain't mathing and it ain't adding up. Okay, 2 + 2 ain't equaling 4, it's equaling 58. Okay, so now you start digging up answers to why are all the black girls going missing, for one, in said woods. And then two, you're trying to find your goddaughter that went missing while on your watch. And the whole time while you're trying to find your goddaughter and find out what happened to the missing women in the woods, you're not only being gaslit, and you're also being framed for what happened to your goddaughter. This book constantly had me thinking, like, what's real? What's not real? Who can she trust? Who can she not trust? Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Like, I couldn't keep up. Would I describe this book as a slow burn? It's kind of a slow burner. It's not too slow, but it's not too fast. But I've always been a person that's a fan of slow burners. I hate books that just like, I feel like I'm speeding through the book. It wasn't like that. Like, the build up was well worth the wait. And in the end, I'm like, what in the world did I just read? You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not expect for it to be what it was. Seriously. It's the kind of story where the horror isn't as supernatural as you may think, but it also shows you what it feels like to be ignored, dismissed, and just plain old doubted as a black woman living in society. But what I will say is, I didn't trust nobody. Nope, I didn't trust nobody in this book. Everybody was pretty shady, even the best friend, and she had me like looking at her differently, because I'm like, girl, what you got going on? Like, it really seemed like nobody was on her side though, for real, for real. Like, I even kind of cut my eye at her mama, but she turned out to be okay. But for the most part, I didn't trust nobody in this book, not until the end, because I had created a whole list of my least favorite character in the beginning, and by the end, I had to change it up. I didn't trust nobody. Not the friend, not the town, shoot, not even the deer. Okay? You know what I'm talking about when you read the book. But it was this quote in the book that kind of like threw me for a minute. What happens when the shadow gets sick of following the man? The answer is, it finds someone to bend to its image. Erin clocked that. The kindness of strangers rarely applies to me as a black woman. And even when it does, I don't trust it. Over time, I've learned to suspect men who are kind without reason. No one operates from the goodness of their heart. If you're a little bit too nice as a man, I have learned as a black woman to be suspicious, okay? Because it's always, oh, he was a nice guy, he would never do that, he never did it to me. Okay, just because he didn't do it to you don't mean that he didn't do it to the next one. Yeah, girl, what are you talking about? Yeah, you a little bit too nice as a man. I will never say that, oh, he's a nice guy, so that means that he will never do it. Those be the main ones that you need to keep your eyes on, baby. Just a few quotes that really stuck out to me and that I really could relate to. Like, I'm like, now she throwing gems in this book. So if you like slow burns, eerie tension, and books that just keep you on the edge, okay, until the very end of the book, you might want to read this one. You might want to give this one a try. So beautifully written, and I loved how she mixed real life with also supernatural. I do feel like this book is very necessary to black women. Now, if you've read Jackal, I would love to hear your spoiler-free, okay, because we don't want to mess it up for people who have not read this book yet, all right? I would love to hear about your opinions on the book. Let me know. Like, I really did like this book. I want to know if you DNF'd it. Like, if it was something that you just did not finish. You know what I'm saying? Or if you really did love it as much as I did. Like, let me know in the comments. Like, let's talk about it. Until next time, stay wrapped, stay ready, and stay real. All right? This has been the first episode of Bonnets and Books Club. I hope to see you guys on my next video that will be posted next week, okay? Because we will be reviewing another book. I'm not going to give away what that book will be. I will give you a hint on my social media platform. So if you guys want to click down in the bio to follow my social media platforms, then that'll be down in the bio. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. I love you guys so much. And bye.